Hello everybody. Now we are about to begin with another streaming. Uh, New glasses, new haircut. So today we are going to do some examples about the overflow and just wait 4 minutes more to get new information here. Let's see. The topic of today is the overflow. Not as in Stack Overflow, but the overflow when you have numbers and you have a large amount, a big amount of values. So we are going to talk about it. Let's see. I I think that I'm able to place this here. Spin. Um, Remember that every example is on GitHub, so you are able to check the exercises, view the videos, and get back to learn more about these examples. Right now I'm creating, I don't know, the branch for today is stage 05. So, no, the last one was a stage 05. I'm just gonna add that stage 05. Okay. Okay. Create a pull request to create the pull request for that one. Just give me a second. Okay, the example is complete. Okay, and now I'm creating a new updating the branch, creating a new branch for today, creating the branch dev stage 06, branch. Okay, now I'm going to open it and let's get this. Okay, Visual Studio Code is ready. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's begin. So we have we have on a previous on a previous on previous streaming we were converting some types of numbers. So an int could be converted to a double, or an int could be converted to a float, or a float to a double, or a double to an int, etc. So there are another cases. Well, sometimes you don't know exactly the value that you have, and sometimes you are going to have an operation that is going to overflow that variable. I'm going to do a brief example about that. Um, okay, so here I am, .NET exercises. Let's see, net 5. The current branch is okay, x01, and I'm going to create a 06. Okay, overflow. We have 06 overflow. Now I'm going to create .NET new console. Now we are going to have here more information. Yeah, we have the project. We we got everything. .NET 5. Yeah, .NET 5. Okay, so what what do we have here? Okay, I'm going to create controlling the overflow. Control the overflow. Okay, so basically you have to remember the amount of the amount of numbers that each one of your variables is able to handle. Just give me a second. CSharp int. So we have the integral numeric types from Microsoft. Okay, so this is the reference for numerical types. Okay, and also if you are on the chat, documentation of numerical types. Okay, there you go. Okay, now what is this? Control the overflow. So here you are able to get more information about this. But basically we have this information. We have the signed byte, the byte, the short, unsigned short, integer, unsigned integer, long, unsigned long, integer n, depending on platform, and in, unsigned integer n, that also depends on platform. So for this, I'm going to use the short. So you have this thing, the reference. Remember this situation, the rotation. Remember, remember for short. Okay, short values go from less 32,000 to 32,777. Okay, now we are going to create a variable with that. So we have short, my short variable. Just give me a second. Equals 32,765. Okay, this is almost the limit. It's not the limit, but it's almost. Now we have to write up this thing. Console write line short, my short variable value is my short variable. Okay, now console write line. We are going to do my short variable plus plus. Remember that this operator increases by 1 the number. When you are able to do this, but we are not going to get confused since the beginning. So I'm just going to keep that same result. My short variable after plus 1, my short variable. Okay, so this is 65, 66 for this case, 66. 67, this is the limit. This is the warning for this. Okay, my short variable. And after the warning, let's do another one. The limit. Okay. So clear screen, .NET run. Let's see what happens. Well, the normal situation is that you have a variable that has a value and then it's going to have the increase by one the value. So 32,000, going to use the style for number. So clear screen, .NET run. It will be 32,765. Okay, now we have the 66, 67, and then as you see here, you have the 68 and the 67 because you added one to a negative number. So a negative number plus one is, it seems to be a valueless. It's 768, 767. Okay, what happens here is we have a short. A short is a variable with 16 bits integer number. So this means that you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 1, 2, 8, 12, 16. You have this amount of bits. Okay, it's a number of 2 bytes. And what do you have here is this number is something like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have this number in binary. What happens if I plus 1 to this number? Well, you are going to get 1. You will get 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This bit, the first one from left to right, will be the most significant bit. It means that this one is going to is the latest bit that you will be able to handle. And this bit is a value that is going to be a negative number because that last bit is the one that controls the sign. So this sign is different. For positive numbers is 0 and for negative numbers is 1. You don't have any other place on this structure to keep the information if a number is negative or is a positive number. So instead of, I know we have a 16 bits number, but the last or the most significant bit has the information of the sign. So instead of having a whole number of 16 bits, you have a whole number of 15 bits plus a sign. You are able to handle positive or negative. So the value here is this one. And if you add, and you have here the sign negative, but this number will be 0, and you don't have a 0 on, you don't have you don't have a negative 0. You only have a 0. Okay, so Uh, C Sharp changes this one to this number, the limit, less 32,768, and then you add one. So you have this number plus one, then you get one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. This is it. And then you continue adding one, and then you will get the information here. This is a little bit confused because you don't have something that tells you, hey, I'm going to have I'm going to have a value that will make sense for a negative number. That this negative will be different. I remember that this is being handled like this way. I don't remember that there will be something else. So I'm going to try to write up the how to print a number as bits. Printing bit representation C sharp. Let's see. Just give me a second. I need to understand this one. Okay, let's see. It seems that if we add this string binary compared to string, I don't remember this one. Okay, page 2. So, common binary value equals is binary. Okay. Okay, and now each time that we change this, I'm going to convert it to string. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Doesn't run. So now we are going to see the binary representation. Yeah, you see, you have this is 3,765 11101. The first zero is not placed, so here you must have 15 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 characters. And here you have 16 characters. And you see here that this is the part that I told you that doesn't make sense. You have less 3,768. So how, okay, I got that number, but how is represented less 1? Okay, okay. My short value going to be equals 0 less 1. No, that's 1. Uh, less one. Let's see. How is this? .NET run. Here you have, okay, the less one, and it seems to, well, it gives you the idea that it's going backwards because you have the one here, then you will say a, so the other characters are all the zeros that I need to fill up this, and the first bit, well, and the less significant bit will be one because the value is one. But not for negative, you have to handle them in a different way for the binary values, and that's why you have this as the limit, and then this limit is going backwards up to zero, and this is the max limit for the negative numbers. Okay, so well, then we have a special situation because this thing here is that you have measured variable, you are adding plus one, plus one, plus one, and then you say, hey, I didn't know that this will be an overflow. Well, and this is the situation. This is an overflow. What's an overflow? An overflow, we could define an overflow as a situation where you have a variable and that variable has a value, a numeric value, and then you add more values to that variable, and these values exceed the max number that the variable is able to handle. So this is the overflow. We have the positive numbers, and we are going from 32, 600, 765, 66, 67. Then the next one will be 68. But it doesn't happen. It happens that because of the numeric maths that you have here, you touch the limit on the negative number. So what's going on here? You will have issues, or your software is going to have problems because this is not that desired situation. You want to still use the positive numbers, only positive numbers. And if something makes that your code go back to the negative number, you will want to notice here, as you saw, we don't have any um, exception, you don't have any problem, you don't have anything that will tell you, hey, your code is going to work in a way that you don't expect. So how do we control this? This is an overflow, and this is not an error. This is a situation of how the code is being handled by the compiler, by the common language runtime, etc. So you will have this part. you you need something to specify on your um, on your code, to specify the compiler, a I have this value and I need you to check about it. I don't want overflows. So you use this reserve word checked, curly braces, and you got it. So now what is going to happen? .NET clear screen, .NET run. This is the situation. The code is being executed under a checked environment, a checked for overflow, and you got control the overflow, my short value is 67, 66, 65, 66, 67. And then when we add a plus one, we have unhandled exception, system overflow exception. Arithmetic operation resulted in an overflow. Exactly what I told you. But this time you have an exception thrown by the system. You have something that alerts you, hey, you are handling and you have a number and that number perform a math operation and that operation is going to return something that overflows. We have we have a problem here. So with this, now you are able to just get into a try and catch block. You're able to do this. Try, okay, I'm going to cut this and then catch it. I remember that I had something changed style. I don't remember why. I don't know why. We have this, and instead of this, we have overflow exception. This one, system. I got system here. So using system, you don't have to specify like this. So overflow exception. Okay, console. The overflow overflow is under control. Yeah. Okay. Screen.net run. Now we are going to get this message. Sorry, my bad. Semicolon. I forgot it. Yeah, let run. You got this, and then overflow is under control because you catch the exception. This is the way of how you are able to catch this. You have to remember because not all the time you got this specification in the code. You will have your code as we have performed on previous examples, and then you get this one, this situation when you push the limits. So you are able to use this thing, the check thing. Now what we have here is a way to control, and we have another way to validate this. Okay, consider the following situation. Consider that we have this, and now my short variable equals short dot max value plus one. Okay, let run. Since the beginning, what I did is this thing. This is okay. We we touch first, and we got this value, and then this value we were adding plus one up to the limit, and then we added the checked, and the checked validated the number, and because we got an overflow, an overflow exception was thrown. Now what happens? I added this line. My short variable equals short dot max value plus one. Here we have explicitly the max value that a short variable is able to handle, and then we add a plus one. Well, in I write up .NET run and then error CS31. The value of the constant 32,768 is not able to be converted to short. The compilation is not able to complete. Fix the errors and then execute. The compiler understands, hey, you got the max value and then you are trying to add one more to that max value. So that doesn't make sense. And instead of allowing your application to be compiled and run, this is going to stop you and tell you, hey, no, you are not able to do this. You must change your code, and then you are going to display you are going you after you fix this code, you are going to be able to compile your code. This error that is being displayed has this this condition. You must change it. So what happens here? This is a compiler situation. This it was before. If I write .NET build, you get, and then you get the same errors. The value for the constant 3768 has everything. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, but what happens here? So we have how are we going? And maybe sometimes you will say, hey, I know what I'm doing. I don't need this type of warning. I don't need to have this situation. Also, this the Visual Studio Code is going to let you know here on problems. Hmm, Well, I don't know why it's not detecting any detecting it doesn't detect anything. It doesn't detect anything. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, we have this, and if you want to tell the compiler, hey, I'm a responsible person and I know what I'm doing, so please don't tell me. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm a responsible person and I know that this is going to happen. This is under control. Instead of this one checked, that this and this one uh, throws the exception, you are able to grab a portion of your code on a section, well, not a section, an uncheck block. And this uncheck block is going to remove any error if you have an overflow. Okay, so here we got the overflow. We got this. The value of the constant is not able to be converted to short. Now we are going to do .NET build again, and hmm, I remember that that was the way of how it's solved. Mhm. My short variable. unchecked. Hmm. It's not able to be converted to short. Okay. Okay. Sure, the max value plus one. Hmm. Okay, let's try this way. Int. Okay, I'm going to get back to check. So int my int variable equals int dot max value plus one. Okay, int variable. This I'm going to comment these two lines, and this is going to be to throw the error. Okay, .net build. We have the check. Okay, we got the issue. Now I'm going to include this on uncheck. Hmm, that's crazy. It doesn't work for the short values, but it works for the integer values. I thought that it handled both integer and short. Well, any value. That's crazy. I thought that, well, okay, check and uncheck overflow of check control the overflow of the unchecked to a if you get and that is to be the condition that will show and this I'm going to separate different filters need to be valid exceeding the limit. It's not pushing the limit. So this code you will have to create a check block, and this check block is going to validate that. On the other hand, maybe because it's not something that we do every day, you will need string binary. You will need to handle the code in a different way. And this different way means I don't want to care about the limit of my code. So unchecked is rarely used. Checked maybe is really used, but it's not used all the time. I've seen some code that doesn't have doesn't have this block of control, and even if you have it, you control the value in a way to don't overflow. So this is a good way to do this. This you can do it for applications where you have maths or applications where you have special situations, and it's a good way to control this overflow situations. Is this is something that you don't have to It's something that it's really important, and you always have to take the control of that, because if you don't, you are going to have an unexpected execution of your applications. So this is everything for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to continue watching this. And well, have a nice day, have a nice night, and see you tomorrow. I'm going to do another streaming for tomorrow, and then we are going to continue with this and another examples. If you want to touch if you want to know about another examples of you, or you have a special situation, let me know, send me a message, send a message on the chat, and everything is going to and I'm going to take the time to answer your question. Okay, have a nice day, have a nice night. See you.